In this episode, I'm covering one crucial thing every membership founder needs to know and needs to come back to every single time you go to work inside of your membership. This is truly one of the biggest secrets to building a 7-figure membership. And as a little hint, it actually has nothing to do with getting new signups. Welcome to the $1 Million Memberships Podcast, where we help female entrepreneurs like yourself start, grow, and scale multiple 6- and 7-figure online memberships with simple step-by-step strategies that actually work.
Your life is about to get so good.
Let's dive in. Before we dive in, I have to tell you something super exciting because this was highly requested and now it is happening. It is here. You can officially join me live Tuesday, October 13th for a completely free membership masterclass where I'm going to be showing you how to build a sticky AF membership community that gets members incredible results, skyrockets your monthly revenue, and keeps your members staying long-term, which in membership world is gold, is what you are looking for. This workshop is designed specifically for you. If you have a membership, it can be new, it can be established. This workshop is designed specifically for you. If you have a membership, it doesn't matter if it's brand new. Actually, it's great to know these things right from the get-go. Or if you have a membership that's established and you're really just struggling to get members engaging and or keep your members in general. Maybe for you, your members are joining, but then they just disappear. Or you feel like every single day you are talking into a void and no one is answering you, no one's talking to each other. Maybe people are only engaging with you, but nothing really happens without you. You're kind of the glue and the prompt for everything that happens inside of your membership. Or maybe you are just relying on consistent launches to keep your revenue up. You feel like you have a leaky bucket where you're getting people in, but then people are leaving and you just can't break past this member plateau that you seem to be stuck at. If any of those resonate, then you need to be on this masterclass. I cannot even stress the importance of the concepts that we're going to be covering on this masterclass and how every single person who has a membership needs to understand these concepts. 70% of your revenue as a membership founder comes from your retention and keeping your members happy and engaged. And not to scare you, but if you don't know how to build a sticky community and create a true culture inside of your membership will eventually crumble. So I really encourage you to come onto this masterclass. You can pause this episode super quick, hop into the show notes. It's the very first link that you'll see. You can go find all the details, get your ticket. On the live masterclass, we're going to be covering how to build a truly sticky community. I mean, a community where people are showing up, they're engaging with each other, where it feels like an actual home. It feels like a community. It feels like something people, and yourself included, want to be a part of every day. We're talking about why people actually leave and how you can fix it right away. And we're going to be talking about how you can make sure that your community is thriving without you, where you don't have to actually be the glue. And because I tend to go a little hard with everything that I do, everyone who attends live and stays until the end is going to be receiving a free membership growth gift that you can use ASAP inside of your business to really pour gas on the fire to build a sticky, engaged community right away. Now, here's the thing. There are only 200 free seats available. And registration, if you are listening to this in real time, just opened today, January 5th, 2026. That's weird to say, but January 5th, 2026, registration is officially open. We have limited seats. And I, like I said in the beginning of this, created this because it was highly requested. So I have a feeling these spots are going to go fairly quickly. So if you're listening to this and you want in, pause this episode right now, click into this episode in the show notes. It is the first link that you'll see. Grab your ticket right away before they sell out. If for some reason you are not familiar with your podcast app and it's really tricky to go into the show notes, if you are on my email list, I will be sending it out there. If you are on my Instagram at The Membership Muse, I will have the link in my Instagram bio. If you're like, oh my God, I cannot find this link, just send me a message on Instagram and I'm happy to send it to you. I just want you to get in. This is, again, like I said, the most crucial topics that we are going to be covering. And I know you are going to find it so beneficial. And also, I know you're going to have light bulb moments that you're going to be like, oh my God, I didn't think of that. And you're going to be able to implement these things right away inside of your membership. So again, go grab your ticket before they're gone and let's get into the episode. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the $1 Million Membership Podcast. I am your host, Paige Vandy. If you are new here, welcome. We talk all things new memberships, starting a membership, and also scaling and growing established memberships here. So if you're new, I am so excited to have you here. Make sure that you are following the show. Take a second to do that right away so that you don't miss any episodes, because we have some pretty good episodes on here, just like this one today, which honestly, hands down, is one of the biggest overlooked areas of growing a membership. It's something that so many founders don't actually focus on. And if you don't focus on this one thing that we are going to cover on this episode, you are literally holding yourself back from having a 7-figure and beyond membership. Here's what most membership founders, not all, but most membership founders in the beginning or before they actually really learn membership strategy and building memberships and all the things, what people tend to focus on are two things. One of them is getting new members and selling the membership, right? We think, okay, in order to grow my membership, I need to be getting new signups. I need to be getting new members, which yes, definitely not saying you don't, but that's usually the primary focus. The other thing that I see a lot of people focus on is constantly just trying to come up with new content and make sure that there's always fresh, exciting content inside of the membership, which again, not necessarily saying that's a bad thing if done correctly. There's definitely some nuances there, which we won't get into in this episode. Not saying that's a bad thing, but it's definitely not where your primary focus should be. Here's what actually matters when it comes to running a membership. So to kind of preface this, 70%, I say this all the time, so if you've been here for a while, you know this already, but 70% of your average revenue from your membership actually does not come from you signing new members all the time. Can you guess where it comes from? It comes from your current members. So people who are already inside of your membership, who are renewing month after month. That is the bulk of where your membership revenue is actually going to be coming from. Now, if you are constantly selling, but people are canceling all the time, you have a leaky bucket. If you are constantly creating for your membership all the time, but not connecting, you have cancellations because people are leaving. If you know that 70% of your revenue on average comes from the people inside of your current membership, but that is not your focus. You're focusing on pushing new content in there. You're focused on getting new membership signups all the time. You are losing out on 70% of your potential revenue because you are not focusing on the people who are already inside, who have already opted in, who are already like, hey, I'm here. This is what I need. You're instead getting those people in, but then kind of forgetting about them and constantly trying to get new people in, or just overlooking connection completely and just trying to give them content so that they feel like their investment was worth it, when in reality, connection is actually what people need inside of memberships. So keeping your current members happy and wanting to stay. And in just a second, I'm going to also get into like what your focuses actually need to be as a membership founder here, but just kind of bear with me for a second. Keeping your members happy and actually wanting to stay inside of your membership, this is where the real growth is going to happen. I know it can seem so contradicting that that's where your focus needs to be rather than selling. But again, I will say it's not a bad thing to focus on selling. It just kind of comes secondary to what your primary focus needs to be. Okay. So you need to make sure that your members truly feel like they are part of something, that your membership is their safe space, that it is their landing space, that is their home, that is the app that they open on their phone when they just had something happen in their life, or when they just had a win happen in their business, or when they just listened to a really good podcast and they want to share it with someone. You want your membership to be that place that people just land. That's their home. That's where their friends are. That's where their community is. That's where people who actually get them are. And so they're not only just sharing things relevant to what your membership teaches, but they're also sharing their life and just like all of the other things that happen on a day-to-day basis. That's what you want. And trust me, it takes time to build, but you constantly want to be focusing on that. When people feel this, they are not only going to stay, so you're going to continue to get monthly payments from these members, and that's where you can really stack, right? If you are pairing that with obviously sales a couple of times a year, that's a different podcast, so we won't get into it here. but it all works together, obviously. But that's where you start to stack income. When they stay and they feel that way, they're also likely telling their friends about your membership or telling people who they think would benefit from your membership about it. So now you have all of these marketers. Maybe they're sharing it on social media. So now you have all of this exposure and they potentially become part of your membership in an even higher capacity, whether that's an ambassador for your membership, a leader for your membership, or maybe they're just a complete super fan and they are just all about your membership everywhere they go in their life. This is what you want. And so your focus as a membership founder really needs to be on selling. Yes, I am going to keep coming back to this because what I don't want, please hear me out on this because this is actually very important. What I don't want is for you to listen to this episode and be like, oh, I don't have to focus on sales. Great. I'll just focus on retention. That's not what we want because again, they work together. Very, very, very important. You have a sales strategy for your membership. So please don't take it as that, but really understand that your main focus always needs to be on your members. It always needs to be on the people who are already inside of your community because that is how you're going to build a really sticky community. Your focus needs to be on connecting members to each other because if people are just talking to you inside of the membership or responding to you and they're not actually talking to each other or posting on their own, that's not creating a community. That's creating an audience, and that's not going to get people to stay. So really making sure that you're focusing on connecting members to each other, doing things like hosting events inside of your membership where you're bringing people together and getting them to connect even more every now and again. Really doing everything you can to curate a community feed where people are talking to other members and not just you, and just creating a space where people feel really safe to show up and post whatever and don't feel like, oh my God, is this the right thing to post? Again, this takes time because it also takes people seeing other people doing it for them to feel that way. It's going to take them seeing it from you probably in the beginning for them to feel that way, but it does snowball and that effect does take place with time. And it's just really important that you are doing it right from the beginning, even when it feels like it's not really doing much. If you are joining me for our masterclass, which is all on building a sticky, engaged community, we are going to be focusing on this exact thing. I'm going to be giving you actual tangible action items and things that you can do right away inside of your membership to make sure you're hitting all of these focuses, all of these points, and you're doing it the right way. So if you are listening to this on the actual day that I release this episode, which is January 12th, 2026, the masterclass is actually tomorrow, January 13th, 2026. So on this masterclass, you're going to learn how to identify exactly what is killing your engagement and why your members are canceling, but also how to go and fix that right away. We're covering how to build a community structure where members actually engage with each other and actually show up and post on their own without even being prompted. We're talking about a really simple but very important retention system that you can put in place in your membership right away so that your members are staying month after month. And we're just talking about how to make your membership truly engaging, make it a place where members feel like this is where they belong, where they want to stay, that this is their people and they just don't want to leave. Again, this is happening live January 13th at 10 a.m. PST. This is only a live masterclass. Do your best to block it off in your calendar, attend the live. If you haven't gotten your ticket yet, you can pause this, go to the link in the show notes, and it is going to be the first link there. All of the details and registration is going to be found on that very first link in the show notes. If for some reason you cannot navigate your podcast show notes, I know all podcast streaming platforms are different. And if you just can't get to the show notes for some reason, just send me a message on Instagram at The Membership Muse. I am happy to send you the link, or just head to my Instagram account in general. It's going to be linked in the bio there too. And if you are showing up tomorrow, I cannot wait to see you. We're going to have a Q&A. We're going to have chat going as well, which is so fun. I love actually getting to know you guys and learn about your memberships and where you're at and all of the things. It's just going to be a vibe. So get ready for tomorrow. It's going to be such a good one. I will see you tomorrow if you're going to be there. If not, I will see you next week back here on the podcast for another episode. Bye.